we'll start with the public, or Julie, I guess you want.
I guess they brought me to the table, so.
Well, I'm here because of Julie's issue, so go ahead. Yeah, or
Yeah,
Julie
I
and
actually have
Julie's.
I want to touch base with you on the common school too, but maybe we could do community center stuff first. So this is Julie Matranga. She's the office manager at the community center. Has been there for 4 or 5 years.
Maybe going on 6 now.
Maybe going on 6. And we're here because we had a ceiling buckle in the west end that we just renovated. And we thought we had insurance. You know, we filed a claim with our insurance, but it's likely they'll deny us because you can continue.
A few years ago, I think we discovered that both the town,
Go ahead.
both the town and the community center were insuring the building at 124 School Street, which is the community center building.
What do you mean, there was duplication?
There was duplication. Yeah, Jonathan, I believe, was the town administrator at the time. So we stopped insuring the building at 124 School Street. I believe the town carries the coverage for the building only, and we cover the contents of the building. And of course, we cover the meeting house, and we cover all the general liability and anything else. But literally, the building is under the town's
Ask him to check
policy.
his settings, Linda, because he says it's on their end.
I filed the claim with our insurance company, not thinking and not remembering that there was a separate thing. And I spoke with our broker again, and he said, "Oops, you're right. The town needs to file a claim because it is a building issue." So, I'm here because it seems as though I discovered this a day after Kathy left for vacation. It took us 2 weeks from when I filed the claim with our insurance company to get, an adjustment and an engineer to suss out what is going on with the ceiling. Decide, I think where where the fault lays, whether it's with the building, whether it is something with the work that was done. It happened in what we call the West End, the old doctor's office. It has become we need it for our food shelf. We're not able to use the room because the ceiling is being supported now. It's 2x6s. It is, the drywall is hanging down from the original ceiling or the old ceiling. But we can't go in there and use it. I don't think the walk-in's being used.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But
So we're using corridors, but not the general public.
Right.
But this started with someone put a suspended ceiling in, correct?
Yes, it had a suspended ceiling previously, but it also had walls. The walls were not very nice. We're clear on that. But.
No, but a new suspended ceiling was put up in the last few years.
Yeah.
In October of 2022, the renovation was done to take out the old drop ceiling and the walls.
That created the rooms for the doctor's office.
You can imagine there were 1, 2, 3, 4 little rooms and the kitchen in the back, and those were all separate 5 little rooms with a small kind of reception area, I guess you could say. So all of the walls were removed and the old drop ceiling, and then a new one was put in.
Yeah. And we do have some concern that contractors were at fault in some documentation there.
I was going to say, the people that came to inspect it for the insurance beforehand, did they come up with some conclusion on what caused this?
We have no idea, and the engineer, the adjuster came and kind of didn't set an appointment and showed up. Nobody was there, or I wasn't there. My coworker was not there, but The engineer came and spent a lot of time, asked a lot of questions about the history, of the original building and the ceilings, and looked at architectural plans. Did not give us any information about.
Now, when you say the adjuster for the insurance company that you thought was insured, because here's a contact information for who our current.
So I can get to that. Yes, I filed the claim with our insurance company. My fault, completely forgetting that we are no longer insuring our building and that the town is. Those guys came, and he came last Friday, and that's when I discovered it, or last Thursday. I called these guys once I figured out the Vermont League of Cities and Towns. I kind of sussed it out with help, and I spoke with a woman, and she said that the claim must be filed online, and it has to be filed by an employee of the town. Possibly a select board member would work. I looked at the online claim, and it literally would ask, it's short, it just asks for a contact, which could be me. It asks for a witness, and then it just needs the employee name at the bottom. It even has a drop down where you can pick Fairfield Fire District 1, and that's it. I think she said I could sit there and I could even fill it out with someone, but I cannot file a claim on behalf of the town.
But we were hoping Linda maybe could work with Julie to do that.
So that's what I'm here to see, if you give me the permission for Julie to come over tomorrow and do it and submit it, but.
Yeah, I just kind of wondered the whole background. The ones who did this, put this, they must have had insurance of some nature. They must have been.
Well, what will happen is, I believe,
Or our insurance.
Insurance will have to do it, and then they'll go after them to
Yeah.
just reimburse of some
subrogate, I
nature.
think it's called, yeah.
So they had sent it's a like independent third-party adjuster and engineer to come out and assess, and then they kind of make a decision on whether, is there a significant weather event? Was it something, in the age of the building, or could it have been the contractor's fault? And they will make an assessment on whether or not to go after the contractor's
So
insurance.
now I'll have to go through that whole process again.
From their insurance
Yeah.
company.
And that's why she doesn't want to wait for Kathy.
That is why I didn't want to wait for Kathy.
Well, yeah, but that was.
Yeah, no, that's great, that's great.
That was the original schoolroom anyway for
Yeah,
flowers.
took everything all out and just.
Right.
Well, thank you, I'd say, thank you, Linda, for agreeing to do that, that'd be great. I think, get the
They're
ball
gonna have to look
going.
at it, something's
Yeah.
gonna have to be done.
Sure.
Great.
So, you want to come over? Okay.
Okay, I can't come tomorrow, but I can come Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay.
I'm in the basement all day tomorrow, packing ferments,
Sauerkraut.
kimchi.
Cool, thank you, good luck.
Yeah,
Keep us in the loop.
yeah. We will.
Yes.
And I don't have anything unless you have something for me. Any questions or anything?
No, thank you. Thanks for
Yeah, thanks for showing us.
stepping in, stepping up.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Linda.
Okay.
Maybe I can come out.
Shall I just go into the common school? I just wanted to touch base with you to make sure it's okay to keep going. What, I've talked to Greta, and what we thought we would do is reconvene whoever wants to still be on that committee, and maybe put another front porch forum post out, just saying where we are and kind of what we're gonna do, how we'll move forward.
Yeah.
And I think the first thing we probably should do is figure out the best use for the structure before we go spend any money on anything.
It'd be nice, in my mind, to know what kind of usage we're gonna get of it.
Yeah.
You're
I
talking
do-
some serious money. I mean, a lot of people, I didn't realize, I think, what it would cost to renovate it.
Right, yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
it's-
everyone would say, hey, I'd like to do this, but when you start talking the
Yeah.
money's,
Right,
few
and
years
at this
ago.
point, exploratory means we're still looking at options
Yeah.
for funding uses, we're
Yeah.
not
yeah.
committing anything
Nope,
anywhere.
not at all. Not at all. Yeah, we're hoping, one of our priorities is generation of income, you know,
That's
from the structure, so.
that's a big issue over there.
Linda?
Can I ask a question? Maybe you know the answer, or somebody does. Do we have what's called a community trust? Does
No, we
Fairfield-
don't. Greta did go to that workshop that was put on by Preservation Trust.
Mhm.
So I think she's a really great asset for the process.
Oh, I stumbled during my road bridge research into something and had a meeting with someone that you might be interested in. So if you want me to come and do my
Okay,
part next?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
You-
The other thing that maybe we were requesting was wondering if we could post any minutes of our meetings on the website, just so people can kind of
I
follow.
think it's a
what we're
good
doing.
idea. People know what's going on, they might either get more interested or not be interested.
Right, yeah, or just be,
What goes on.
Yeah.
My mind.
okay,
Yeah, it's a good idea.
so we'll just keep going kind of how we have. Ron, you still interested?
Yeah, I'll get on.
Okay. Yeah, it's helpful to have,
Yeah.
select board member on, just to keep us straight.
That was sure winding down for you, Ron.
Yeah. Okay, well, great, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, y'all.
So stay for a minute, because I did just stumble on something you might be very interested in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, oh,
Okay, great. Want me to share this again?
Sure.
Okay. So I went to that very first meeting when you guys said, okay, go for it. That was a Monday night. So Thursday night was their first meeting. This is the document that you sent me about that meeting. Hey, if I could go on.
you're talking about TAC.
It's, yes, yeah, the NRPC group. Lovely group, but really, your instincts are right. If you're not there at the table, there's no way you can make the list. So I have a bunch of notes from that, and then I'll get to what I discovered with you, Julie.
Excuse me.
So right now, things are so behind for V-Trans that they're booked out all the way till 2027 on things. And they're even they're putting the prioritization of projects even on hold.
Yeah.
So that's how far out they are. And, but they're creating some other systems sort of underneath that, which I don't know enough about, but it's called VPSP2. Do you know what that is? Me either, but I'll find it out by your next meeting for sure. But under that, we may have some way to advocate for ourselves. It turns out that when you look at the sheet where things are listed, Fairfield, it would appear that we have no problem with roadway and safety. The only thing we're listed in their documents of priorities is for 3 bridges. But nothing about roadway, nothing about paving. We're not listed anywhere on, we just got 3 bridges basically in this document, and everybody else has something in every single category. So I think you were right, if you weren't at the table to say, hey, we've got this bad spot.
Right.
So I'm gonna meet with Mo and maybe have him take me on a drive or tell me somehow, sit with a map for an hour, and tell me all the spots. But I got the feeling that Kathy wanted me to meet with him after she was back, so she could navigate that conversation. So I haven't pushed that with Mo.
Well, it can't be just you and Mo, because her and Mo are working on other
But maybe that was
grant stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
if there's
Okay,
overlapping and working
Perfect.
together,
that must be why. Anyway, I'm following her orders.
Yep.
So I haven't met with Mo, so if I sound a little disjointed, like I don't know about anything, it's because I don't know about anything. Because I always think guys like Mo know everything. And so let's,
Kathy and Mo are out running roads.
Yeah,
They're-
okay,
They're
great.
out, they're working together, so
Great,
that's
so
why.
I just
that's-
need to
that's
know-
Good.
I just need to know what to advocate for at the next meeting, the following, because I'll get in there and really,
they're gonna have hotspots that need to be fed to that group.
Sure.
Don't apply to a grant or something else. So
Okay.
that'll be a key communication.
okay. So I'll do that when she gets back, maybe week 2, because she's gonna have her hair on fire that very first week. So that's what I found out about that. The meeting was very good. They spent a long time, 45 minutes, on the whole eclipse thing. Everybody was very worried about being overrun by the eclipse mayhem. And I didn't really, now I'm not a mayhem eclipse person, so maybe maybe I've got it all wrong, so I won't get y'all excited about too much of that. And the only parts that I saw that were things we might, some towns are having like family events around it that day, and they're using it to raise a little money, bake cookies and stuff like that. I don't know what's going on in Fairfield for that day.
There's gonna be an eclipse.
Maybe, because Jack said it's
We're gonna
already.
stay safe in our homes.
Jack says it's already reporting nothing but doom and gloom and clouds and rain.
Well, they were talking tonight, I just listened to that, what's his name? Gary Stowski or whatever, and that was, yeah, their prediction now is it could be a cloudy, overcast,
Yeah,
possibly.
maybe likely, but I have nothing to report on that, but they were very excited about. The hospital is activated, the state troopers are activated, everybody's activated. So just know that everywhere else, they've got us covered. If everybody comes here, then we're in big trouble.
Half the city shut down.
We survived a lunar
Yeah.
eclipse last night, no fanfare.
All the schools are closed.
Locking all the
Their biggest worry was that the Boston colleges are busing young people up here with no destinations. There's 5 busloads coming from different
They're
universities.
Carlin's kids, they'll figure it out.
So, yeah.
I was gonna say that, they did that when they had that fish
Church Street will
concert.
take care of it.
Yeah.
So as much time as they spent on that, I didn't want to just brush over that, but here's some things I did find. Okay, so back to what Julie, so I stumbled onto this great thing in some flyer that Liesel, my daughter, sent me that she thought might relate to the roads. And it was about the VCRD services through the Municipal Technical Assistant Program. Have you heard of this? Well, there's a flyer that went out, and this woman named Jessica Savage, this group is offering all this free assistance to small towns and municipalities. You have to be under 2,500 people. And a new program is going out just next month where towns under 2,500 people will be able to apply for a program that will start called the Village Trust Initiative. And that's why I asked about if you have a community trust, because apparently that is a way to get a lot of things like road improvement and other improvements done. If you apply and you qualify, and I'm gonna actually fill Julie in on this, or if you want, my daughter Liesel was very interested in this because she's very, very interested in the school.
I'm hoping to bring her in.
Yeah, great. She's very interested in the school.
Good.
But what these people do is, I'll just read you. They say often small towns need a need of investment and the lack of internal capacity to develop local projects and to access grant funding to complete them. To help these communities, the state launched MTAP. Through this program, VCRD is able to offer our free facilitation and technical support services to more towns and help them review their assets, figure out their needs, and prioritize projects to advance the future vitality and prosperity. And it goes on, but it really sounded great. It's like free help for grant writing, for permit application, for regulatory compliance, and a lot of technical assistance. And you don't have to pay for it. You just apply for this thing, and it's up to a $400,000 value. And she just seemed more and more curious and interested in Fairfield as I talked. So I'll get a little bit more information. I have a meeting with her tomorrow at 2, just to find out. And that's when I mentioned the school building to her, she almost came through the phone. I just gave her
If
what.
she does, make sure she brings her wallet.
Okay, good. Because she thinks there's places where they can, she was very curious about the program and thought there may be a place for it in this planning, prioritizing, researching, applying for grants, the whole thing. It seemed like it was a real ideal kind of project that they're very interested in helping small towns with.
Great.
So I have a meeting with her tomorrow at 2, and I'm mostly gonna, I think, turn it over to Liesel, and then she'll be right with you, or maybe you can get on the same Zoom or something like that. But for us, here's the takeaway on the roads and bridges, is she says if you can sell, and she actually used that word, if you can sell road projects must be sold as a community economic development need. And I don't think that would be that hard for us if we thought it through.
Can't get in and out of town if you the road to get there.
So I'm gonna dive into this more from my angle with the roads and bridges and just see where that goes, but I do see that it might be a very interesting connection for the old school issue. And then of course next time I'll know so much more about this whole road and bridge thing. I'm sorry I couldn't comment more
What's it called?
VC, it's Vermont Council on Rural Development.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting, and I'll keep working.
Well, thank you.
That's great, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Bridge 51.
That's
Bridge
on the list, there's
Okay, well, that's on
three.
the top of the list.
Well, you sent me all the beautiful pictures.
By the end of the
It does-
summer, it will be.
It
Yeah, no, I
looks,
mean, that's the scary one, that's,
it is, it's been 1937 since that's been touched.
yeah, no, I mean,
No
that's,
other record
Don't-
of being touched,
don't have them pull you off, and, I mean, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's Minneapolis, St. Paul, that's our own Minneapolis.
I'm on it, I
God
almost printed
forbid.
out the pictures.
Thank you.
Any other
Thank you very
comments or, audience, people that wanna speak?
Hearing none.
Hearing none? Approval of the minutes?
I make a motion, we approve the minutes dated 11 March 2024.
I'll second.
Any errors, comments, or omissions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Old business, none? You got any business?
Yeah, I put on the agenda, thank you, Melissa, for the, so the new tenants for the Old Town Clerk are looking for doors, interior doors in the building. And I just thought that, and also, the windows that are in place are several windows on the back of the building that are broken, like the storm windows. There's a storm window and then there's an interior window. So the question is, do we want to, I think it's my opinion that we should authorize a contractor to put 2 interior doors and give us an assessment on energy efficient windows. There's screens in the basement, but I think we should,
Are they actually in there now?
the screens?
No.
The people.
No, they're gonna come this week. They got my point, contact information. They're supposed to come this week for, the lock's been changed. It's it looks pretty good. It's clean. There's some awesome carpentry done in the front for you.
Yes, I noticed that,
Yeah.
very attractive. Thank God your paint was water-based.
No, it was stained, but, no, I think we should just think, we don't have to do it now. Kathy specifically said, let's hold off until I get back. I said, that sounds like a good idea, but it is on the agenda for us to think about authorizing 2 interior doors.
Well, I think we talked about taking some of that, what's that?
ARPA money.
ARPA money and use it towards upgrading that building to get tenants into it. So,
Yeah, so if that's still the consensus, I think when Kathy gets back, we say, hey, make it.
Right, we had talked about doing those windows before.
Yeah,
I mean, talked about doing all of them.
We'll need a plan, some kind of a plan, some
Right.
kind of RFP.
Yeah.
Dave? You did last time.
Yeah, Bryce painted the outside, make it look pretty.
In that building.
what's that, Dave?
We're gonna spend a lot of money for change windows in that building. Those aren't gonna be pop out. I thought we were gonna kinda go for a year with them. I mean, do they need
It's
to
my
be done?
opinion that before next winter, we should have,
Yeah, but
Window.
you could call, you know, without Kathy here, if somebody could just start the process. Send out a email to the carpenters that we use and have them give us an estimate, like Jim and all of those guys.
yeah, well, that's what we didn't wanna do anything, that's what we were discussing. She said, Jim's kind of on track to do the ramp, and I said, can we just add it? And we both agreed, hey, let's bring it to the select board, let's talk about it before we,
I mean,
So-
it just doesn't cost nothing to get an estimate, so I would get an estimate, see what it's gonna cost.
okay, that's what we'll do.
Get yourself ready for some sticker shock or something.
So we'll have some numbers to go
Well,
by.
it's a beautiful building, I mean, it's,
Oh, it's got to be done. I'm
yeah,
not,
It's square, that's one thing about that.
yeah. So, okay, that's what we'll do. I'll
you're talking
email,
about,
pardon me?
you're talking about, Gilmat?
Yes,
or-
Yeah, Jim,
he's the one that's gonna do the ramp, so I mean,
Yeah.
there's other carpenters. doing
Yeah,
it.
at least have him give, if he would give us an estimate, just to give us a ballpark. where to
His
start the
estimates on
conversation.
other things have been realistic.
Okay.
You know, they're not, just because they're in town or something, they get
Okay.
inflated. He's done.
I'll communicate
he's
with
done
Kathy to communicate with Jim, and I'll talk about
Yeah, no,
2 things, 2 interior doors and They're gonna look
Yeah,
at
but
upgrading
I mean,
windows.
if you could just email them and, let's start it 10 days earlier.
You're gonna get it done. So they're in there, they've paid the rent, they've got this whole thing started, the
Yeah,
whole deposit,
yeah,
everything down the line.
Yeah, they're not occupied, but the rent's, yeah,
Good, yeah, no,
they're paying.
I'll see when you sign the lease.
yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty exciting for the town. It's exciting.
well, it's good to see
I'm
the
just
better
worried
being
about, I'm just
used.
worried about the trees. I keep bringing up the trees.
The tree.
The two rotted trees right next to it. The cherries.
Yeah, no, I know you mentioned that.
Yeah, we gotta, when Mo and the guys have a minute, they gotta knock those down if they can.
They used to go a lot of work getting trees falling.
Yeah. I don't have, Tom, I don't have Jim's contact information, but I think I'll honor Kathy's request, just, I'll touch base with her to talk to Jim.
But at this point, we're in agreement, interior doors need to be done.
Are they not there? Is that the deal?
Yeah, and what there are is in the basement, they're not there, but there were these accordion doors.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and those are in the basement, but
Yeah.
from a noise, privacy, professionalism, I think,
Yeah.
yeah, so.
So let's, yeah, they need doors, so they can have a meeting.
I'm gonna say, I don't see
Did the drainage work around the outside though? You used to get water in the cellar.
Yeah, there's no water in the only water that I saw is with it's a pipe that goes in one spot. The cellar is clear, it is dry.
Yeah.
But there was one spot that maybe we should keep an eye on, but I think the exterior drains are
The
working.
rain, yeah, put the
Yeah.
gutters on and that. No, it's good to see it being used.
Yeah, no, it's exciting.
Anything else?
I don't think so, Tom.
The NRPC appointment, I was asked to check and find out if there were specific terms. There are not. You serve until you feel like you don't want to anymore. And so you can go ahead and appoint. You have two people interested, Emily Buron and Tori Crossman. And you can choose to appoint. We got Kathy advertised on the Facebook page and also on Front Porch Forum, and there were no interested applicants other than those two people.
This is for what now?
The NRPC.
Regional planning?
Chuck is
Yeah.
one member, and you're looking for a second Fairfield member.
So we need to choose.
You can make a decision about that if you would like, yes. And you can do that in open session or in executive session.
Have a preference, what you wanna do?
I'd like to, I don't think there's anything else on the agenda. I'd like to have a quick executive session and then come out of that and take a vote. Or make a motion, if that's acceptable. Okay, I'll make a motion to discuss a personnel question. Make a motion, we enter executive session.
Ran 8 inches yesterday, and today it's, probably 5,000 gallons.
See down home, just bear with us.
I don't know about sugar else like this.
Alright.
Well, let's go.
Make a motion, come out of the executive session?
I'll second that.
Whatever.
Yeah, I just, upon discussion, I think we have a consensus that we're gonna table action tonight. We have more research to do. So we are really grateful that we have two strong applicants, but in light of some other questions, we wanna do our due diligence. And as I said, we're grateful that two strong applicants stepped up. Thank you, Tori. Thank you, Emily.
Sounds good, thanks, guys.
Enjoy the sunny south.
Oh, he is on there.
Yeah, will do. I've been trying to tap palm trees.
Watch out for those big drops. They're called coconuts there.
It'd be worse than Keith Richards falling out of a coconut tree.
That was fun.
I make a motion we adjourn unless there's,
Warrants?
Warrants.
I don't think, do we have any?
I signed some warrants before she left, somebody
Yeah,
else wants to
she-
sign them.
There's a
We
package.
need to
Signed it, but we
ratify.
need to ratify.
We need to
now.
ratify them.
Okay.
Yes. I'll make a motion to approve the warrants.
I'll second it because they signed them.
All those in favor?
All right.
All right, now you can adjourn.
Any other
I don't
comments
have
from
anything
the?
else.
Not the
I
sap-
did, I
Not
gave
the
you
sap
that.
one.
Huh?
Not the sap one.
Well, I gotta start up.
Should we,
I said to somebody today, I said, that's, that snow doesn't melt when it's 47 degrees, that melts good enough.
Well, it's cold.
I'll make a motion
Snow's
to
dry.
adjourn.
second,